Hello, Internet. It is Adam Malik Aaron, and welcome back to Box Office Predictions. And today we're going to be talking about that time I got reincarnated as a slime, the movie Scarlet Bond. I know it's a mouthful. I know. So, as usual, we're going to be going over the pros and cons. So, let's get to it. Pros. This is an anime movie. This is not my first rodeo when it comes to anime movies. I did several last year. And anime movies can do very well at the box office. That's been proven quite a few times, as I'm about to show you. Some major examples were Dragon Ball Super Superhero, which came out last August in the States. That was over $20 million, $21 million. And then you got Jujutsu Kaisen Zero from last year, last March, 18 million opening weekend. Then the big one here, Demon Slayer Mugen Train, with over $22 million, and that was when the box office was deader than dead. Like we were in the recovery phase at that point. And trying to think of another one, Dragon Ball Super Brawly, which made like 30 million domestically. So yeah, these numbers really show that anime is a draw. It can be a serious draw in the States. I mean, sure. I mean, they don't really need a lot of these movies really don't need the States to be successful. Like the US box office is just gravy to them. But hey, it helps. You can make an extra bit of cash. And as you know, anime is super big in the States. You know, it's become more mainstream than ever. So, yeah, just anime movies and their recent history, I label that as a pro, an absolute pro. Even though it can be a little unpredictable at times. And I'll go over that when we get to the cons. But yeah, anime movies in general, pro. Another pro is that I'm trying to find its reviews. It's a little difficult. I don't think they're bad. I have to check though. I have to search. And I can't find them very easily. I know. I'll just. This might take a second. Okay, that time. Here we go. What are the reviews? Are they good? Oh no. Okay. Reviews are not so hot. It's at 43%. But the audience score is 92%, and some would say that's more important. So this might be one of those situations where critics don't get it, but audiences do. We've seen that quite a few times throughout the history of movies. So, yeah. It seems like fans enjoy it for the most part, and that's the important thing. So, even with lackluster critical reception, the fan reception seems to be a lot more positive. So, I'm going to label that as a pro. Another pro is that competition isn't too bad. I mean, sure, there's Missing, which is this weekend, but that's kind of like a minor movie in the grand scheme of things. That's not exactly being pushed as a blockbuster. And every other movie is pretty old at this point. Like Avatar 2 is going to be like more than a month old. Puss in Boots 2 is reaching a month. Myth is reaching its third weekend. I mean, sure, you have A Man Called Otto and Plane. They're reaching, well, Man Called Otto has been in theaters for a little bit, but had its first big wide weekend last weekend. So, but it's still relatively, well, it's like, that's a stupid movie. It's hard to describe its release strategy. But overall competition isn't severe. Okay, this movie can survive in like the current state of the market. It should survive. At least for opening weekend, it'll survive. So yeah. And not to mention the last weekend of January is an absolute death zone. So that's good. And there won't be any serious movies coming out till the beginning of February. We have Knock at the Cabin and 80 for Brady, then the rest of February. Then we move. Then we go on and on and on after that. So yeah, not so serious competition. That's a pro, definitely. Uh, I think that's it. I guess I can mention, like, apparently the source material, like that time I got reincarnated as a slime, it's apparently popular. I did some very quick research. It's like the light novel, which is where it originated from. It's like 25 million copies. So I mean, that's something. That's a pretty substantial number. I don't know how big it is compared to other Japanese light novels, but that sounds big to me, so I'm labeling it as a pro. Okay, cons. Anime movies, they can have good opening weekends, but second weekends, no. Hard no. These are like pump and dump movies. Like all the fans show up the first day or maybe the first weekend and then they are gone for good. That has happened many times. Uh Especially last year. Like going back to Dragon Ball Super Brawly. Not Super Brawly, Superhero, god. Dragon Ball Super Hero, okay. That had a 21 million opening weekend, but that second weekend, it fell by 78%, which is one of the worst drops ever for a number one movie. And sure, it didn't matter in the grand scheme of things, but still, that's pretty significant. And I didn't mention One Piece film Red, which I didn't label that as a real hit. I mean, granted, it was one of those situations where it was just gravy because it was already a hit. But I thought it would do better. It only opened like 9.3 million. That's based off a very well known IP. And its second weekend fell 84%. Like, goddamn. Like, wow. That is some madness. And, what there's Jujutsu Kaisen Zero. Let's talk about this. That also had a pretty rough dip, 75%. So as you can see, anime movies don't last very long in theaters. So it's all about that first weekend, and then after that it is game over. So yeah, longevity is non-existent. So that's a big old con right there. And I don't know. I guess I think that's it, really. I don't have much to say about this. So, yeah. So, opening weekend, oh boy. This is difficult. Let's compare to other animes. Okay. I don't think it's gonna pull a Dragon Ball Superhero. I don't think it's gonna pull Jujutsu Kaisen Zero. I don't think it's gonna pull a Demon Slayer. I don't know if it's even gonna pull a One Piece film Red. It might reach My Hero Academia, particularly My Hero Academia World's Heroes Mission from 2021, which was, I guess, a more low key anime release that had a good opening weekend and then fell off after that. That opened with like 6 million. That seems achievable here. Although My Hero Academia is big. That's bigger than big. So I don't I feels like comparing the popularity of that to that time I got reincarnated as a slime feels very foolish. So I don't know if I'm gonna stick with that. But it's hard. Why are the Spider-Verse movies animes? They're not anime. They're Western animation movies. It's like friggin' people say, "Oh, Avatar: The Last Airbender is an anime." No, it's not. That is a Western animated show. Okay, that really bugs me. I'm trying to find. This is like way back. There was a Dragon Ball movie. It's not here. There it is. Oof. I don't know. Wait. Okay, this definitely wouldn't be a great comparison because those are like 118, 183 theaters, only in theaters for like a few days. Okay, this is definitely not a good comparison. Uh, this is hard. This is very hard. Okay. Hmm. Hmm. Wasn't there another My Hero Academia movie? Pretty sure there was. Uh, I guess it was this. This is too hard. I'm pretty sure there was another one here that came out like in 2020. I'm pretty sure there was. Whatever. You know what? Screw it. I think it's gonna open the same level, roughly the same level as the My Hero Academia movie from 2021. Going with that. Let's say 5 to 6 million opening weekend, and then its total 10 million is a fantasy. Less than 10 million total. And that's it. That's what I'm sticking with. I'm probably going to be wrong, but at this point, I do not care. And that's it for the weekend. Originally, there was supposed to be more movies that were supposed to be wide, but that changed like at the last minute, which I'm very happy about because I do not want a repeat of last weekend where I talked about 5 movies. That is exhausting. And thankfully, I want to deal with that for a long, long, long time. So, woo. Now, next weekend is quite dead. We have Fear and Infinity Pool, which are definitely more very minor releases that happen to be wide, and then that'll be the end of January. And then we move on to February, which is infinitely more interesting. So, yeah, stay tuned for those. But yeah, that's it. That's all. Make sure to subscribe, like this video, leave a comment, turn notifications, share the whole drill. You want to check out more videos like this. I got playlists on the homepage, all previous prediction videos I made this year. Not a whole lot right now, but that's going to change in due time. But if you want to watch any of the past prediction videos I've made throughout the years, you can go right ahead. There's also the canceled series where I go over all the movies that were supposed to come out but didn't. I made 171 episodes. Never talked about this movie that I don't want to say the name of again. Never talked about that once. But if you want to watch any of the past cancel episodes I made, go right ahead. Binge it all from beginning to now. I highly encourage it. Go do it. There's also box office recaps, where I go over the box office results for any particular month. Just did the 2022 recaps, like winners and losers, 2 videos. So those are up. And the January recap won't come out till about the first week of February. So stay tuned for that. But if you want to watch any of the past recap videos I've done on the channel, you can go right ahead. And yeah, that's it. That's all. I am out. Goodbye.